anything you buy, a shirt.
Oh,
pants.
you don't. So when you get new clothes, you wash them first.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. You wash them before.
Think of the germs.
They washed. I bet 80% of people, if not more, don't wash the clothes.
Yes,
when they get
dirty buggers.
Hello and welcome to Help I Sexted My Boss. This is the podcast where we help you navigate the challenges of modern life, answering your 21st century questions and finding solutions to those everyday dilemmas. Like, should I make an account on Threads? I bet you're on it, aren't you?
Well, you don't say it so accusatorily. Yes.
I knew you would be.
Are you?
No.
You should at least create it so no one can then become Jordan North.
Don't crack on. Don't, if you're listening, do that. And do apple bottom jeans and boots with the fur really go together?
Is that from a song?
That's quite good for you.
What's that from?
Honestly, this running is turning you into a changed man.
Oh, I didn't say.
What?
Someone came up to me at running club and said, "What's your name?" I'm Robin. Hi, Robin. I'm Ben. And then 30 seconds later, she came back to me and said, "Are you producer Ben?"
Oh. Had she joined running club just to meet you?
A running club and Sexted friend.
That's nice.
She had heard about it on the podcast, but then she came down to London. She moved to London recently, and her flatmate was also part of the club, so she had double reasons. Obviously, I was the better reason.
And he's modest with it. Oh, how lovely. Nice running friend.
And what should you do? Cheers for that.
Oh, God, sorry, we haven't finished.
And what should you do if you've accidentally sexted your boss? Thanks, producer Ben. But we're not your usual agony aunts, are we, William Hanson, the UK's leading etiquette expert?
No, we're not Jordan North, radio presenter. I'm more soirees, you're more shenanigans. It's from Bryony Jones.
The Bryony Jones?
What do you mean, the Bryony Jones?
The author?
Bryony Jones? Is there an author called Bryony Jones? Or maybe it is, she wrote that.
She's a Times columnist. No, Bryony...
Gordon.
Oh, she's very funny.
Is she? Isn't Bryony Gordon the Telegraph?
Oh, it might be Telegraph.
Right, okay. Who should we toast? Well, why don't we toast Robin, who is Ben's new running club friend.
Watch them new glasses.
Sorry. New table and new tumblers.
God.
And what makes a good tumbler? Can you remember?
A heavy bottom and a thin rim.
Yeah, delicate rim.
Delicate rim.
But thin rim will work. Oh, we need a new bottle next week. Let's toast Robin. And I also want to do another toast, because we did 2 toasts last week.
To Robin.
Robin and all Ben's running club friends.
Oh, that's good shit.
And also, I'd like to toast my upstairs neighbours, Dom and Izzy, Camshow Dom, as he used to be known, but that's now behind him, now he's married, who got married at the weekend. So, Dom and Izzy.
Dom and Izzy. Many happy returns. What does that mean?
No, many happy returns. Don't you say that for people's birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck. We enjoy... What would you say to someone? What's the etiquette there?
Congratulations.
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 Congrats.
Oh, no, don't say that.
As always, if you need help with something, then we would love it if you got in touch. You can send your tales of trepidation to help@sexedmyboss.com. Your tales, your letters, your stories really do make the podcast. Or you can tweet us or send us a message on Instagram @sexedmyboss. Or you can write William Hanson, who promises a handwritten reply. That will be on his own letter to paper or a card.
Yes, actually, we probably should change that because it's no longer letterheaded. It's a special luxury hand-drawn card.
It's beautiful. It's by our friend Chris Lloyd.
With luxury self-stick envelope.
The address is on the website for that, sextedmyboss.com. How's your week been, my friend?
I'm a bit worried.
Oh.
I'm a bit worried that I might be arrested for treason. So can you remember in my bathroom? It's been there for years. I mean, it's been in all my bathrooms that you've ever visited. In Manchester, in the other part of London, and then where I am now. I have a rubber duck.
Yeah.
I have several I collect rubber ducks. Well, I do. I had 3, and now people give me rubber ducks. I've got some hilarious rubber ducks.
This is a thing. There's a rubber duck shop now.
Yes,
yeah.
in Amsterdam.
Is that the same company?
Well, you can get them all over.
It's like a rubber duck with a bow tie on, a rubber duck wearing a hat, that kind of thing.
Yeah. My friend Ella's given me a German barmaid rubber duck with a large décolletage. I've got...
A what?
Breasts.
Oh.
I've got...
Décolletage?
Décolletage. Well, that's more the upper bit of the breast, but yeah.
Oh, you're a French exchange student at our school.
I've had Harrods, rubber ducks. Actually, Artemis, my goddaughter, took a liking to that, and now that lives with her, so that's gone. I've got rubber ducks with sort of face masks on, like spa rubber ducks.
Right, we get it. You like rubber ducks.
The main rubber duck, the rubber duck that started it all, is a Queen Elizabeth rubber duck, and I still have this. And I don't know if having that in my bathroom is a bit wrong now, and whether I need to retire it now that she's dead.
No.
Why not?
Live in memory of her.
But I don't know if how we remember the longest serving monarch is via a rubber duck.
People have got
Queen Victoria got a monument.
People have got tea towels with her face on and stuff. Don't overthink that. It's perfectly fine. It's great. If anything, she'd probably have loved it. It's great.
I think it's unfair to Charles.
It's a great memory of her. You could get a Charles one.
I don't know if they've made them.
A little Prince of Wales checked suit.
But he's not the Prince of Wales anymore.
Little double-breasted suits that he wears.
Yes. So I'm a bit worried about that. So I might get rid of her. Oh, I'm not going to throw her out. Take her to the tip.
I can't remember. I don't know whereabouts it is in
my bathroom.
Yeah.
It's just on the corner of the bath with the two spa ones either side, which I call Beatrice and Eugenie. But that's another story.
Okay.
I'll send a photo in.
Okay.
So I'm worried about that.
Right. What else has been going on?
Well, I went to Dominic's wedding, which was lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice in Cornwall. Gorgeous
I'd love
day.
to go to Cornwall. I went when I was younger. It was either Cornwall or Devon. Sorry, I know. You get annoyed.
I mean, that's
I think it was Devon.
the worst thing you could say.
It might have been Cornwall. Anyway, I'd love to go.
Well, what's stopping you?
It's a 6-hour journey and life.
Right, life.
But I would love to go. It's meant to be beautiful. Apparently.
Yes, it is. It's all that part of the world.
Where did they film Broadchurch? Weren't that Cornwall?
Well, they filmed that in a village called Clevedon, which is where I grew up, near Bristol, outside of Bristol. But the actual cliffs, the Broadchurch cliffs, are that's the Jurassic Coast further down the country.
Jurassic Coast.
Coast, yes. It's not a film, but the Jurassic Coast is where the Broadchurch cliffs are.
Bet you've been to Cornwall, Ben, haven't you? You got a holiday home out there.
No, but the Broadchurch courtroom was at the University of Exeter.
Oh, it was, yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's
a great series, Broadchurch.
Well, Series 1 was good, and then it got a bit rubbish after that.
Do you think?
Series 2 was fine.
Series 3 was good as well.
No, it wasn't. Series 3 was a disaster,
Okay.
I felt. But Series 1, phenomenal. And how about you?
Yeah, all good. Got my mum coming to stay for a few days as we speak. She's currently flying.
Okay.
So that's
a talent.
Yeah. So that should be fun. I've proper cleaned house. I mean, I usually go mad when I've got visitors, but when it's your mum, you've got to go extra mad and clean.
Yeah. You normally go extra mad after they leave.
So, yeah, I was cleaning from top to bottom last night. Spare room, everything. Done it all.
And the next time you see Wendy after this will be in Benidorm?
Yes. It will be. And Graham.
And okay, both of them.
And our Lee.
Oh, our Lee's coming as well.
And Joanne.
And Joanne. That's
Mark,
our Lee's.
And Sarah. Oh, loads are coming now.
Wow.
Yeah, by the way, I need to add to that guest list.
Oh, for God's sake.
Also, Gene,
the venue's not that big.
If you've won tickets, you might not actually get in. No, I'm joking. It'll be fine. Ben's going to do a recce tomorrow.
Yes.
At Benidorm. At the time of recording.
Yeah.
So I've got my mum coming, which will be fine.
Nice.
I've had to get loads.
Is she a good house guest?
Oh, she'll be sound. Yeah. What's the etiquette here? Because obviously I'm recording this. I'm making her get the train from the airport to the house, and no one's in, so she's gonna have to let herself in. Is that bad etiquette?
Well, no. She should have picked better flight times.
I picked them for her.
Then you should have picked better flight times.
But she wanted them ones.
Well, then there was an element of choice.
I've had to get loads of bits in for her as well. Loads of mum bits.
What are mum bits?
You know what mums are like.
Is she bringing her menopause mist?
Yeah, she'll have that. With her.
Oh, she could spritz me with her menopause mist live on stage.
Are you free tomorrow? We're going for brunch.
No, I'm not, I'm afraid. Sorry.
So I've had to get like that 50-calorie bread in that mums eat. You know.
50-calorie bread?
Yeah, it's like per slice that she has.
Wow.
So, oh, you know, I like my Maltesers before bed.
Hang on. Stop. Stop.
Not those dark
Wendy,
chocolate ones.
I don't look. I'm not Mr. Motivator here. I don't want to tell you how to diet, but what is the point of having 50-calorie bread and then having Maltesers before bed?
I just like a few with a brew before bed. She just has a few, so I've got her.
Just have a normal slice of bread and cut out the Maltesers.
Excuse me, so I've got them in. I've got some crumpets as well. What
My
else?
mother's obsessed with having chocolate before bed.
Yeah, she just does a bit. It's a mum thing, isn't it? It's cute. I've got fridge full of Lady Petrol.
That's Prosecco.
That's Prosecco. I've got a rosé one. Oh, rosé Prosecco. I got found it yesterday. Also, I wanted to ask you actually something from my time at Wimbledon recently, right? And this is me now talking about etiquette.
Yes.
If you're at the theatre, if you're at the football, if you're at the bloody panto, you're at Wimbledon, you're at any sports event, and you're seated, and somebody gets up to go to the toilet,
yes,
you stand and let them up. Don't do that weird little pigging knee shuffle thing where you move to the side. It's rude. Stand up. Do you agree or do you not agree? Do you get what I mean?
I do agree.
You know when people go like this, they go...
Yeah.
And then you end up brushing past them. Just go like this. Like that. There's no wrong. And they do this, and then before they tuck the bodies in, and it's just awkward. Stand up. Do you agree or not?
Yes, but of course some venues have wider aisles, so you may not need to.
In the Albert Hall or one of them, they have twist chairs or something.
Oh, okay. Not. Yeah, they might do actually.
Not in the Albert Hall. It's one of them.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
fine. Well, it's funny you mention lavatories because there's been a lot in the news about.
Do you agree with that or not?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, thank you.
If it's easier to stand up rather than otherwise you're protracting it, because especially if obviously during Wimbledon you're not allowed to go during gameplay. What? You look like you were about to say something.
I forgot to say the reason my mum's coming is because it's my graduation on
Friday. Well, okay, we'll park lavatory chat and we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's talk about it's not your graduation, you're getting a fellowship.
I'm getting a fellowship on Friday at the university. That's why my mum's coming up.
So is that happening? Hang on, this is Tuesday.
Oh, yes, it would have happened.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting my fellowship on Friday. That's what I was meant to tell you about.
Wow.
Yeah. So Wendy's...
Oh, please send photos.
Do you want photos?
Yes.
Yes.
I want video.
Okay. A bit nervous, actually. Because you got to go up and do a little speech. And
Oh, do you?
there's a meal beforehand. Yeah, that's why Wendy... Bless her, my mum's flown in for it.
That's sweet.
I know. I said, you don't have to come. I won't miss it for the world. I was at all Ryan's pass-out parade and everything.
Yeah, I think Ryan had to do a bit of work for that.
Yeah. It's weird, right? And I can't get my head around this. I can barely spell. I'm terrible at math, like awful at maths and figures. I have to get, I can't do any accounts or anything like that. Money and stuff I'm rubbish with.
Yeah.
But I've got 2 degrees. Just think about that for a
You sure
moment.
you got 2 or you can't count?
No, definitely got 2 degrees.
Okay. Well done you.
It's mad. Thank you. Anyway.
Would you get extra letters after your name now?
Don't know, do I?
Oh, I'd ask them that. I don't know about how honorary fellowships work.
I'll send a picture of you in my cap. What colour suit should I wear?
Dark.
Oh, so not grey.
Yeah, well, it depends what colour grey. Like light
I'm
grey.
thinking of wearing a light grey one because it's a summer.
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
would
but
you-
it is. Where are you going for this?
Sunderland.
Sunderland.
So you think a dark colour?
You're not going to the Amalfi Coast, so I would just sort of maybe not wear light grey.
Okay. Oh, God, now you've thrown a bloody spanner in the works.
I'm sure whatever you wear, you'll look gorgeous.
Thank you.
And also the gown goes on top, really. So, you won't really see much. You've got a black gown, surely. They give you a black gown?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you get the hat?
Yeah.
The mortarboard?
Beg your pardon.
The
I thought that was
mortarboard.
illegal.
What? Mortarboard?
I'm thinking of waterboarding. How? See what I mean? How my mind's thought that. I thought you meant waterboarding then. Thought you banned that.
If you don't hand your dissertation in on time, you're mortarboarded. Love it.
Do I have to throw it up in air like in films?
Only when you're having your photo taken at the end.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's going to be like Legally Blonde, isn't it?
And they'll be like, we're a load of 21-year-olds. Yeah, throw me hat up. Be like, who's this? Are you a TikToker? No.
Oh,
Well, technically, we are.
Yeah, technically. Yeah, we don't do much about it, but yeah, we are technically. Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch Legally Blonde again now.
I know it's a great film, that.
It is. And the musical, I saw it with friends over last summer. It was very good.
I'm going to wear my Burnley tie. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's not going to upset them in Sunderland.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you've got nothing else, then wear that.
Anyway, we parked your
Lavatory chat.
lavatory chat,
Okay.
bog chat.
Lots of people have asked, when is the right time to go to the lavatory during a meal?
I thought you were going to do tea towels as well.
I'm building up to tea towel chat, Jordan.
Right, sorry. Right, carry on.
Okay, keep them listening. Don't look at your watch.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Carry on.
When is the right time to go to a meal? Let's say we're out at a meal, 3-course meal. When do you go?
Not when you're eating,
Correct.
so in between courses.
Yes. but
Ideally
which
before the
courses?
starter.
No.
Ideally before the main.
No.
Ideally before the dessert.
Correct.
Does it matter?
Yes.
Why?
Because it interrupts the flow. And lots of people have asked, when is the correct time? Now, really, in formal dining, you don't leave the table at all. Full stop. But in more relaxed settings, if you need to go, it's after you have ordered your pudding/dessert. When there's a gap whilst the kitchen are preparing it, that is the time to go. But you are right, definitely don't go during food.
Okay. Have you ever been to a buffet, like at a hotel or a world? Oh, have you ever been to a world buffet?
A world buffet.
Oh, there used to be one in used to be one in Wigan called Tay-Barns.
Right.
Right. Oh, we used to travel every weekend to it. It was like every food you can imagine: Mexican, Chinese, Indian food, American,
Yeah.
Chinese, Mexican. It was fantastic.
Mexican twice.
And it was one of those where you go to a buffet like that, and you never at buffets you never actually sit with the people because you're always up and down like a bride's nightie, aren't you? Going up and getting different food. So you'll have a conversation and they'll go off and get the food at a buffet.
It's not very sociable.
It's quite antisocial, isn't it?
Yes.
You'd love a world buffet.
I'm not sure I would.
You would. There's one in Watford as well that I want to go to. Seen it on Channel 4.
Right.
We Grace
Dent.
who's the one off Countdown?
Susie Dent is off countdown.
Grace Dent. It was Grace Dent. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Nice. Lovely.
Tea towels.
Are you ready? So, last week, I said to you when I gave you and Ben your tea towels, wash them before use. First of all, have you washed it before use?
No.
Have you used it?
Yes.
Right. You're a disgrace. Why do you wash your tea towels? Why should you wash it? Indeed, anything you buy, a shirt.
Oh,
pants.
you don't. So when you get new clothes, you wash them first.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. There's no better than putting new trousers or new shirt on. You wash them before.
Think of the germs.
They washed and ironed and steamed. You just put it. I bet you 80% of. We'll do a little poll on this. I bet 80% of people, if not more, don't wash the clothes.
Yes,
when they get
dirty
them.
buggers.
So what's wrong with a tea towel?
Well, the dye might come off as well, and that actually goes for any item of clothing, so you need to just wash it again, just to... And also, hygiene, especially with a tea towel. That tea towel, I know Dalesford, where I got your tea towels, it's a very nice, organic, lovely shop, but there's still germs. People are touching it. People are maybe coughing on it. I don't know. You don't know what has happened to that tea towel, and then you're going to use it to wash up your dishes.
Yeah.
And transfer some random person's germs onto your dish that you then put food on, that you then put into your mouth. Disgusting.
First of all, I don't use a tea towel for dishes because it's got the bloody dryer, the dishwasher, innit? I just use my tea towel for, like, when I'm cooking, over its shoulder, wipe sides down, that kind of thing. It's fine.
That's not what a tea towel's for.
You don't need to wash tea towels.
How about glasses? Do you put glasses
Yeah, I
in
give them a rinse.
Yeah. Do you put them in the dishwasher?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
You put glasses in the dishwasher?
You're not meant to put glasses in the dishwasher?
Well, I don't.
Why?
Because I like shiny glasses, and I feel that the dishwasher makes them a bit cloudy.
What? They look... No, plastics you do. The glasses... The dishwasher... I don't put pans in the dishwasher.
I bet you there are watermarks on your glasses.
I bet there isn't.
I'll come round.
Right. You're more than welcome to. You and Wendy can have a hoot inspecting my glasses.
Yes. Well, don't take your bat home now.
What?
Okay, so you haven't heard that expression either. So when Mike and I first got together, he would say to me, from time to time, you know me, I'm very placid, he'd say, don't take your bat home, when I'd have a little strop. And apparently it's a Yorkshire phrase, although not many people from Yorkshire have heard this. It's a cricketing, like, if you take your bat home, you're like, walking off in a huff.
Oh, it's a very Yorkshire phrase.
Yeah. Don't take your bat home.
Have you heard the phrase, that really grips my shit?
Oh, no. What does that mean?
I think that means, like, winds me up, doesn't it? Have I made that up?
Probably.
I think so.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Wash your tea towels before use. Wash all your clothes before use because you don't know who's tried it on. It's full of germs. And also, tea towels, we've done this before, light bedding, 60 degrees to kill the bacteria because bacteria dies at 62 degrees. So if you wash it at 30, you're making a breeding ground for germs. And if you are going to wash it at 30 because environment, dolphins, etc., put in laundry detergent.
Wash it at 30. You should be washing.
But put in your Dettol laundry detergent.
I wash it at 30.
Fine, but you're still breeding germs.
No, I was saying I only started washing at 30.
Strong.
My mum did it all before then. Do you want to do William's Etymology of the week?
So a few weeks ago, we were talking about corduroy. Okay, which I said incorrectly was the cloth of kings. That's what corduroy translates as.
Yeah.
Okay, cord meaning sort of fabric-ish, roy.
Did someone from the Etiquette Magic Circle get in touch?
The Etiquette Magic Circle.
It's basically because William's...
It's called the Napkin Club.
Yeah, is it actually? It's like one of those when someone's really successful, all the other etiquette coaches hate William and slag him off and say he's not even... And it's not true, because you are. So did somebody get in touch?
It was brought to my attention, yes.
Pictures.
So we have, the Napkin Club have convened and we have researched properly corduroy.
Okay.
And I'll tell you all about corduroy after these messages.
Please don't turn over. Okay, thanks for sticking with us, G and Divas. It's now time to hear William's Etymology of the week, the history of corduroy.
I think this is interesting.
I said this on last week's bonus, and I'll say it again. I worry if we've got another 5 years in us.
So, whilst it's associated with the 1970s, corduroy goes back much further.
70s?
Yeah, that's when it sort of became very, very popular. Its origins date back to the 2nd century AD in which country in Africa? Egypt.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Of course. Where a lot of cloth comes from.
Yes, and it goes back to the now lost city of Alfustat. Now there, they made fustian, which was a hard-wearing fabric with a linen ground and a cotton pile. In simple terms, it was like a cotton velvet. And it became the go-to cloth for all working men, that's key, until the 20th century. So the ribbed, or more accurately wailed, is the technical for the ridges on corduroy, emerged in Manchester in the 18th century. And a lot of people think, yes, king's rope, king corduroy, etc. But no, that is wrong. In Italy, you can buy corduroy, but it's actually called fustigano. That's what it translates as. But actually, corduroy is a corded version of duroy, which was a heavy woolen cotton cloth. It was the French who, of course, they got rid of their aristocracy, but they loved the sort of royal connections. So they sort of popularised this. It's the cloth of kings rubbish, and for much of its life corduroy was a working class fabric, but then the aristocracy did take it on in the 20th century but made the bright red colours, like red corduroy trousers are a bit sort of raw, in order to distinguish themselves from the hoi polloi who were wearing more muted earth colours. So corduroy in effect is a corded version of duroy, which is a different type of fabric. It's a heavy wool cotton fabric. It's got nothing to do with kings.
You're more Rolls Royce, I'm more corduroy. That wasn't my best one.
No, but there we go. So actually, when people go, oh, corduroy, cloth of kings, rubbish.
It started off. But then it...
So it started off... So corduroy, actually, what we learned is quite a universal fabric. You can be royal or you can be non-royal and enjoy corduroy.
Well, thank you very much. That was very interesting, all about corduroy.
Thank you.
Now, G and Divas, do you wish that you had a fellow G and Diva to discuss the latest outrageous Sexted dilemmas with? Maybe someone you can have a natter with about vabbing, or someone that you wish you could take to Benidorm. Well, it is now the perfect time to share the podcast with your nearest and dearest, because there are many more places than ever to listen to Help I Sex With My Boss, because we're now on BBC Sounds too. So we are on there. You just download BBC Sounds to your phone and you can listen to us on there.
So there we go. You can just go ahead, drop a link into the group chat, let everyone listen, and then chat about us if you'd like to.
If you're listening now, send a link of Sexted from BBC Sounds in your group chat and get everyone to listen.
Indeed. Now, let's go on to the listeners' problems. This is from Daniel. Hi, William and Jordan. What's the etiquette when rematching with someone on Tinder? Earlier this year, I was speaking to the guy and the conversation was going well. However, at the time, I had planned surgery, which meant that I wasn't on my phone as often or was sporadic in replying to messages for a few days. The guy I was speaking to kind of went cold turkey after I tried messaging him once I was fully recovered. He didn't know I was having the surgery as I kept it private, and it wasn't an area one might want to speak about in detail. This week on Tinder, we rematched. I swiped him to see what would happen and didn't expect a match. However, I was wrong. We've been speaking since, and I don't know whether to bring up, haven't we messaged before, or will this make it awkward? I've lost half a stone since the start of the year, but nothing drastic has changed for him to think I'm someone brand new. What should I do? Ask whether he remembers speaking to me, or start afresh and pretend it's a whole new person and a whole new conversation? Thanks in advance. Double kiss, Daniel.
No, Daniel, you need to say we spoke before. Because yes, just say we spoke before, but I was in surgery, so I wasn't very responsive. not like that. But definitely, because when are you going to break it to him?
Well, I think if
say 2 months down the line it's going well, you'd be like, by the way, we spoke before. Just tell him.
I would say if you meet up with this person for a date, you tell them then during the conversation, you go, oh, by the way.
I won't. I'd do it on the app.
Yeah. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way, maybe. I'd do it in person.
Okay.
If he mentions it, then yeah, great. But I wouldn't bring it up.
Well, there's 2 bits of advice there, Daniel. I'd do it just during the chat. It's not a big thing. It's not a big deal.
Okay, Jordan says do it during the chat. I say do it during the first date. Unless, of course, it gets mentioned. This is from Stephen with a PH. Dear William and Jordan, my partner and I have been together for 7 years and live in a 2-bedroom apartment with 1 bedroom ensuite and another main bathroom.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. As he's always out the door before me in the mornings, he uses the main bathroom to get ready and brush his teeth, as so not to make noise and wake me up. Last weekend I had family staying over for a visit, so this involved cleaning the apartment, changing bed sheets and moving all of his bits into our ensuite.
Been there, done that.
Later that evening I went to brush my teeth when I noticed my toothbrush on the sink looking wet and miserable. He had used my toothbrush. I have a big problem with this, but he thinks it's fine. What is the etiquette around using another person's toothbrush? Regards, Stephen. Well, Stephen, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't think you're that worried about putting something of his in your mouth, so I personally don't think you should make that much of a fuss. I wouldn't use Micah's toothbrush, I just want to say, and he would not use mine, but, you know.
I was not expecting that.
Why?
Because I was expecting, God, that's disgusting.
Well,
How
it
dare
is.
you?
Excuse me, why are you doing a Cockney voice for me?
Disgusting. I'm sure there's many people listening that have gone away for the night, forgot the toothbrush and used the other half's toothbrush. That's fine. Yeah.
Well, but surely you would just ask for a dental kit.
I mean, at home, though. Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal, do you?
I would not do it, even if I had lost my toothbrush.
You've never used Mikey's toothbrush?
Absolutely not.
He's never used yours?
No. But if you extend the metaphor, which is my point. Yeah.
Get his toothbrush if it's annoyed you that much and clean bog with it.
No.
Get right under rim and clean bog with it. I know, because then you've got to kiss it. You've got to kiss him, haven't you? Don't do that. Revenge is a dish best served cold.
Okay.
From the bog.
This is another anonymous. Hi, William, Jordan and EPB. I have a thoroughly modern issue that I need help with. A few weeks ago, I was followed on Twitter by an explicit account. This is a pretty normal occurrence, and I'm sure any gay man will... Gosh, everyone's been gay. Any gay man will tell you, however, I don't use Twitter for this and usually just block these accounts. But this time, something caught my eye. The profile picture of the account was a man holding his member, and he had a very unique tattoo on his hand. One that I recognised.
No.
Now, don't worry, it wasn't my dad or anything like that, but I'm sure you'll be glad to hear. It was a colleague at work. I don't work too closely with him, but I attend the occasional meeting with him. He's always creeped me out, and I've kept my distance, but it seems he had other ideas. I can't explain the reasons why, but it made me really angry. It felt like a type of abuse to have these images forced in front of me without me wanting to see them. I didn't look at many before blocking him, but he did include his name in some images, including a screenshot of his gonorrhea results and an image of his application to be on Naked Attraction. He must be desperate. That proved for certain it was him. Now, believe me when I say these images were extremely graphic. I imagine it's similar to when a woman receives an unsolicited dick pic, but since I'm a gay man and it was Twitter, nobody really seems to take it seriously. In my anger, I used an anonymous work form to report him, and since then he has lost his job. Wow. Am I evil? Because I feel very evil. I've been racked with guilt ever since, like pain-inducing, nauseating guilt. I don't feel like I can talk to anyone about it, so I come to you. Tell me honestly, did I do the right thing? What would you both have done? Regards, Anonymous.
I knew a lad from my gym that was on Naked Attraction.
Do you? Right.
Oh, I mean, he shouldn't have followed his colleague from that account, should he?
He shouldn't.
So
I would have blocked him, which you did. I would say, Anonymous, when you reported him to work, what did you expect to happen?
yeah, like...
I think it's a bit of an overreach of work to fire him.
Do you know what? They should... He shouldn't have followed a colleague if he's got naked pictures on an account. That's a bit untoward. Especially
because I would imagine he probably followed with the intent of this will start online and may continue into it in person.
I agree, William. What if you're going to report him? What else did you expect to happen?
Yeah, but you didn't do it with bad intent. You didn't do I'm going to report him and I want him to lose his job. You maybe just didn't quite think it through. So I wouldn't be too racked with guilt. And who knows, maybe there was other HR issues that had gone on that you didn't know about, and actually maybe why he lost his job is because that just sort of was the straw that broke the camel's back.
No, Anonymous is kind of right as well. If this was... I'm trying to say this carefully. If this was a girl and it was a guy that followed it, we'd be like, that's well bad. So it's he shouldn't have followed.
No, he shouldn't have done.
Followed it. So
you blocked him. You reported him to work. Work got rid of him. Maybe there was something else going on. I wouldn't feel too guilty. I don't think you're evil, Anonymous.
Hopefully he's got another job.
Yes.
And he's learned his lesson. Hopefully.
We're going to go to a handwritten one now.
Oh, okay.
One of the ones I replied to. This came in to us in February. It's from George. Hi, Benjamin, Jordan, and producer Will. They're a keen listener. Help! My dog ate my housemate's dildo. I have a lovely rescue dog who is a Saluki cross. I would firstly like to raise a concern with William's article on how posh my dog is. According to Tatler, my dog is posh as he is a rare breed, leggy dog. This does not feature on a certain Daily Mail article. My first question is therefore, who is correct, Tatler magazine or William? The answer to that is...
William.
Thank you. Secondly, if I have not already made William throw his D all over my letter in a spaff of rage, I have a dilemma.
That's the first time I've heard spaff used like that.
Really?
Yeah. I've never used spaff other than... I didn't know you could use spaff for other things.
Yes.
A spaff of rage?
Yes. It's so versatile.
What does spaff mean to you?
To me, well, it's similar to spuff, isn't it? Which is what you put on your face.
Yeah, spaff of rage. I've never heard spaff used outside of...
Outside of...
Well, it's another word for jizz, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. Did you know that? Yeah.
Back to the dilemma from George. My dog is a rescue, and in the early days he had to be kept in the dog room when we were out due to him eating anything and everything. My housemate came back to him one day having eaten his antidepressants prep and chewed his black mamba. Some concerned trips to the vet and he is fine. My housemate was the last to leave the house and failed to lock him in the dog room. Therefore, who is responsible for the dildo recompense? Is it myself, as he is my dog, or is it my housemate, as he failed to lock him up? Or no one, as he still uses the dildo enjoying the extra friction? Yours sincerely, George.
Oh. I thought it meant the dog.
The dog doesn't use the dildo.
I thought it meant as a chew toy.
No. Very gay episode, this, isn't it? So hang on, whose black mamba was it? His.
His housemates.
Well, the housemate failed to lock him up, and also presumably
the dog or the dildo.
Well, both. The dildo was
so confused here. I'm so confused.
The dildo was somewhere the dog could get. The dog was also not locked up. So, George, I would say you are not to blame.
What sort of dog is this that eats dildos? Did he just chew on it? He didn't swallow it, did he?
I don't think he swallowed it, no, because it is still being used, and I think the teeth marks...
No, I'm talking about his housemate.
George, I don't think you are to blame at all.
Let's do one more. We can't end on that.
This is from Ed in London.
Yeah, George, you're not to blame. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Is Ed gay? This could be a full house. Dear William Jordan, PB Diego et al. Yes, he is. I have an etiquette quandary that has fallen before me, culminating in a heated debate down the pub with my friends. He's not. We were discussing...
Gays can go down the pubs with their friends.
It's unlikely. We were discussing the spectacle of people kissing over the dinner table in a busy restaurant, and whether it's appropriate to stick your tongue down someone's throat while on the tables around you, other customers are simply trying to enjoy their meal. My friends were of the opinion that PDAs in restaurants is very acceptable, i.e. a full snog including tongues and saliva-clad faces for 5 to 10 minutes. I, however, thought it was entirely unacceptable, and such passions can be left to exercise upon leaving the establishment. I think he might be gay. It generally got me thinking, where is it inappropriate for such PDAs to take place? Yesterday I saw a couple dry humping in a park surrounded by families having a picnic, with the grumbles of the nearby WI meeting clearly voicing their disdain. What do you think? Warmest regards, Ed from London. PDAs are not appropriate in public.
I think a kiss and a cuddle and a smooch is fine, but anything more than
But
that...
okay, how long is the smooch?
Just a little... and a cuddle, and it's fine to show affection in public. That's fine. Affection displays of... public display. What's PDA stand for?
Public display of affection.
Affection display... Oh,
affection displays in public, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to... It's fine to, like, you know, link arms and stuff and cuddle
fine.
And walk hand in hand, and even a kiss and maybe a little snug. But anything more than that.
Other than 5 seconds, I think that's not allowed.
Just not everything in life you can control, so... Yeah, I mean, if it's inappropriate, if it's a sexual act, as William would say, then, you know...
No, I would say
that's
sexual.
Sexual, that's illegal, but... Yeah,
but saliva...
Be happy, let be.
No, it's uncomfortable. We're not Spanish. Saliva on faces, no.
The Spanish PDA.
Oh my God, they're all at it. So touchy-feely and...
Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Sound like that dog with Dildo.
I'm probably going to get snogged on the spot in Spain.
Oh, you'd be lucky.
Well, what an interesting collation of problems we've had today.
Mikey's coming, isn't he, to Benidorm?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's gonna be our bouncer and security, isn't he? Get back, you bastards! I'll break your legs. That's our Phoenix nice. Anyway, always remember you can listen every Tuesday and Friday. You can watch us on YouTube on Sundays, and you can share us on your socials all week. You can send your tales of trepidation to help@sexmyboss.com. You can tweet us or send us a message on Instagram @sexmyboss, or you can write to William, who promises a handwritten reply on his own letter-headed paper or personalised card.
Yes.
The address for that is on the website sexmyboss.com. We will see you on Friday for the bonus episode.
Goodbye.